Hello, hello. Good morning. Wait for it to do its thing. It's very laggy today, which is interesting. Okay, good morning and welcome to Tuesday, the 7th of April. How are you today? All right. So we have a very specific day today. Okay, so Um, currently, we have the moon at 11 degrees of Sagittarius, so it's a very inspired day. So we've got higher education, religion, philosophy, the judicial system, so that sense of justice, adventure, um, overseas travel, culture. There's a lot of food for thought, which is why I've written take some time to ponder today. Now, Jupiter is direct in Cancer, so we're looking at nurturing family, our home. I'm going to start some work on the hallway so we can paint. So, like there's a lot of activity in our house at the moment. So we've got, wisdom, knowledge, abundance, nurturing. Okay. Now, at the moment, the moon is trine the sun. All right. So there is an easy flow between what we're thinking and the direction we're trying to go. All right. So when we think of Aries, it's dynamic and brave and forward momentum. It rushes in where fools fear to tread. I don't know whether I get that one wrong all the time. Is it fools fear to tread or angels fear to tread? Either way, whatever. So yeah. Anyway, there is a dynamic flow today. However, like I said, at the moment, only the moon touching the sun, but the sun is making no applying aspects. Mercury and Venus also not making any applying aspects. However, we have Mars in a sextile. There you go, Deborah. In a sextile to Uranus. All right, so this is very inspired thinking. All right, and Mars is also coming up to conjunct Neptune, which is on the maybe the 13th. There we go. So that is 6 days away. All right, so there's just this sense of like that excitement that Uranus is bringing. All right, it's very inspired thinking. Again, Sagittarius, very much higher thinking realms, and Neptune. There's that connection that we have. All right, so whether it's the collective connection, our spiritual connection, that belief in what we're willing to fight for. All right, because Neptune in Aries is Mars ruled. All right, so we've got that rulership thing happening there. And so just being the personal planets, all right. So like I said, only the moon chatting with the sun until after I think it was 2 o'clock. Then the moon starts to square Mercury. All right. So fitting all of those things in. I mean, the square to Mercury does ask us to just think twice about what we're going to say to people because it could be misconstrued. We might have an idea in our head that we're very passionate with, or and we're inspired, but that Uranus could bring that unpredictability and prickliness in there. So we just got to be careful of the words we're using. Same with um, same with the inconjunct to Jupiter, which also starts later on in the day. Actually, something tells me that that's starting at about 10 o'clock, but I don't have my chart up here. So there is also the adjustment made to like Moon in Sag, Jupiter in Cancer. All right, I have believed this for this amount of time, but maybe there's that adjustment. Or like me, I'm adjusting my house. All right, Jupiter in Cancer. Moon in Sag. I'm trying to beautify my house and make it more. Look, I put bookshelves up because I want more knowledge in my office or more access to this sort of type of influence in my life. There's bookshelves going everywhere. but um, but yeah, so the words for today. Let's have a quick look at the words. All right, so take some time to ponder today because it is a highly inspired day. The energy is very specifically focused, like I said. So challenge your thoughts, Sit with them and feel into where adjustments need to be made. It is time for you to say goodbye to the old so that you have room for the new to come in. Now, I've been saying that I'm trying to find all the good in this very dynamic, highly charged energy that we have at the moment. And, you know, um, by watching our words, by allowing the universe to speak to us or show us, that inspired living that we want to go to, by allowing us to see our fears and beliefs and be brave and move on anyway. So, I don't know. I've been wanting to ask this for so long. Are any of you watching Hated Rivalry? Yes, it's scary, but you are brave. All right, so if anybody has watched it or is as obsessed as I am, please put a comment in because I would love to see if there are any other loons out there. Because I don't know if anybody else is watching it, but I have watched it like 1,000 times. All right, so yeah, inspired thinking, allow yourself to sort of sit in that, watch the way that you're speaking to people, because even if it's a matter of, oh my God, I'm so excited, if there's something that's not quite sitting right with you, it could come across as anger or no type of words. All right, so just be aware of that and the adjustment. All right, that Jupiter wisdom and the adjustment to the patterns. All right, so if you're sitting there sort of looking at it all and integrating it into your experience, when you see where that belief came from, Jupiter in Cancer, you can then make that adjustment, all right? And then just keep moving forward because you are brave. And yes, things might be scary, but you are brave. So now I will click the button and see who is here. Yay! Good morning. Good morning, Helen. How are you? Good morning, DG. How are you? Hello, Luke. Oh my God, so nice to see you. All right up your alley, and you just bowled a strike. Yay! Good morning, Jen. How are you? Sally, so nice to see you. I know, aren't they amazing? Oh, I will do an office shoot when it's all in place because it's so gorgeous. Good morning, Sam. How are you? Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Thank you so much. I knew it was something like that. All right. Angels, but you do you, gorgeous. Fools sound good too. Thank you, Jen. Good morning, Christy. How are you? I don't know what's going on with the Starlink right now. It is exceptionally laggy on my side, so I apologize. We have a gorgeous blue day outside today, but it did rain last night. It was a decent soaking of rain as well, which we desperately need. So I'll draw a card. But yeah, just to continue to sort of speak about the rest of the aspects today, like when we're looking at the outer planets, all right? So I've spoken about the personal planets and what we can do to allow that inspired thinking to permeate into our world so that we can integrate it slowly, because we don't want it to flood in and then just sort of overwhelm us and drown us. We want it to be a nice steady sprinkle that can just soak into the ground. All right, so now Saturn, all right, Saturn is part of that yod that is forming, all right, but the further Saturn and Pluto get away from each other, because Saturn is moving on, the weaker that yod is to the south node in Virgo. All right, so this is also a very analytical space where we are looking at our everyday experience, all right, the cup that we're willing to hold, whether it's empty or not. And is it good for us? All right, are we sitting in a space which is just ho hum? We're not really doing anything. We're not allowing the universe to sort of give us that yearning forward, that guiding light. Come this way. All right, so Saturn in conjunct South Node. All right, I am being responsible with my life. I am seeing where I am empty and I am making adjustments by having conversations. All right, we have to have conversations with people, or we stand in that middle point and we brace our core. All right, we stand there and we're like, I've got this, I can do this. All right. Now we've still got that mini grand trine happening with the Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Now, again, that is very much a collective sort of experience. However, the Uranus sextile Neptune allows us to have that inspired thinking, which changes our spiritual beliefs, and then we've got the Pluto sextile Neptune, all right? So we are transforming those things, and then the Uranus trine Pluto. Um, you know, it might take sudden and unexpected shifts, but ultimately transformation is going to happen. All right, so the less we fight, the more we listen, the easier the flow will be. All right, and also Pluto in conjunct the South Node. So that one is going to get stronger because the South Node moves backwards and Pluto is at 5 degrees. All right, so even though they are on the outer, they are just getting stronger, and like that beautiful in breath and out breath that the universe does. We just like a retrograde, we breathe in and then we breathe out. All right, so what card is going to be perfect for today? Oh my God, my brain is just going butterflies, dungarees. How random is that? Butterflies, overalls. If anybody needed that message, let me know because I have no idea. All right, this one. Oh, this one. Oh, you can't make it up. Inspired thinking. Look at that. Let the universe guide you. Stop and ponder and look at the magic in the universe. It is just right there in front of you. It takes us stopping and not rushing around like a blue ass fly. I might have got that one wrong too. But oh my God, how perfect is that? That is, so take some time to ponder because it is a highly receptive day for inspiration to strike. All right, so there is a very specific focus. Challenge your thoughts, sit with them, look for where adjustments need to be made. It is time for you to say goodbye to the old so that you have room for the new. All right, and it does take that heart connection that she's got to the universe. That is so much the inspiration, and that letting that north node guide you to where you need to be heading. So I will click the button one more time. Okay. Oh, good morning, Karen. How are you, beautiful? Good morning, Jay. How are you? You know what I have noticed as well? That there are a lot of people out there that do this for a living that have had to step back. All right, Jay, I'm so proud of you for choosing you. Jane Malik as well. I saw that you had made a very big decision to, step back from something that you've been passionate about for a very long time. And I see this as a massive reset. Like you witnessed me doing it. I don't think astrology is ever going to be out of my life, but it does take that releasing of everything to see what's important. Jen, we had butterflies appear yesterday while laying overs in our greenhouse. They seem to come from nowhere. Hello, Heather, how are you? Yes, I've noticed lots of white butterflies, but they're the ones that eat things. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Pavers. Oh, thank you. I'm like, overs? Pavers. All right. That's awesome. Oh, we are looking into getting a very strong greenhouse. So if anybody has any Tasmania proof greenhouse options to pass on, please do, because this highly windy, rugged country that we're in, I don't think that there's much that it could, we need something nice and strong to withstand the elements here. So yeah, I know I said yesterday that I was going to be working, but obviously my shift got swapped. So tomorrow I will be in the pub. However, looking at tomorrow, I just want to sort of give you the heads up for that is so in your contemplation today, And when I was saying that square to Mercury starts, I don't know whether it's a continuing theme, but tomorrow is very much a you may want to speak out about something. All right. So if there is something developing for you, now, tomorrow, I mean, actually, it's today. I was using the blah, 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 blah. The sun is also starting its conjunction to Chiron. All right, so in this development that is unfolding, Chiron is now here. All right. So we are also seeing those things that hurt us and wound us. All right. But it's also where we become a master when we actually look at these things. All right. So if you feel like today there is something that needs to be spoken about, try and work it out to the degree that you would explain it to a 6-year-old. You know, Einstein says if you can't explain something simply, then you don't understand it thoroughly enough. So if in your pondering today, you come up with something that needs to be spoken about, how simply can you put it? What is the easiest? What's the origin point? What's that simplicity in my expression? All right, because like I said, tomorrow sensitive topics could be on your mind, but it's a matter of thinking twice. So if that starts today, then again, the pondering could be just how can I simplify it so that nobody gets offended. All right, because we don't want to offend people, because God knows what's going to happen if you start doing that in life. Seriously. All right, so boundaries. So, oh my gosh, all right, one more click and you guys are just freaking awesome. It is going to be a great day today. Upcycled old windows. Oh, we've got the house. We've got a whole house full of upcycled windows that we can use. So yes, friend put one up and then put the green mesh stuff. Oh yeah, around it. Okay, maybe that would be to contain it as well. That's a good idea. So yeah, we've even thought about like doing the wrought iron, or not wrought iron, but you know, the iron on the bottom to try and sort of structurally keep it sound, because I'm sure that's going to be something that you will join me on the journey with as well, the journey to a solid greenhouse, because we all need to start growing our own food, guys. So, all right. So much love to you, and I will see you tomorrow at the pub. And I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm also around today. So if anybody would like a refresher reading or anything like that, just reach out to me and yeah, we can chat. So, see yous.